He had till 10, mother, said I, and just as I said it, our old clock began striking. This sudden noise startled us shockingly. But the news was good, for it was only 6.
Now, Jim, she said, that key.
I felt in his pockets, one after another. A few small coins, a thimble, and some thread and big needles. A piece of pigtail tobacco bitten away at the end. His gully with the crooked handle. A pocket compass, and a tinder box, were all that they contained. And I began to despair.
Perhaps it's round his neck, suggested my mother.
Overcoming a strong repugnance, I tore open his shirt at the neck. And there, sure enough, hanging to a bit of tarry string, which I cut with his own gully, we found the key. At that triumph, we were filled with hope, and hurried upstairs without delay, to the little room, where he had slept so long, and where his box had stood since the day of his arrival. It was like any other seaman's chest on the outside. The initial B burned on the top of it with a hot iron, and the corners somewhat smashed and broken, as by long, rough usage.
Give me the key, said my mother. And though the lock was very stiff, she had turned it, and thrown back the lid, in a twinkling.
A strong smell of tobacco and tar rose from the interior, but nothing was to be seen on the top, except a suit of very good clothes, carefully brushed and folded. They had never been worn, my mother said. Under that, the miscellany began. A quadrant, a tin cannikin, several sticks of tobacco, 2 brace of very handsome pistols, a piece of bar silver, an old Spanish watch, and some other trinkets of little value, and mostly of foreign make. A pair of compasses mounted with brass, and 5 or 6 curious West Indian shells. I have often wondered since why he should have carried about these shells with him in his wandering, guilty, and hunted life. In the meantime, we had found nothing of any value but the silver and the trinkets, and neither of these were in our way. Underneath there was an old boat cloak, whitened with sea salt on many a harbor bar. My mother pulled it up with impatience, and there lay before us, the last things in the chest. A bundle tied up in oilcloth, and looking like papers, and a canvas bag that gave forth, at a touch, the jingle of gold.
I'll show these rogues that I'm an honest woman, said my mother. I'll have my dues, and not a farthing over. Hold Mrs. Crossley's bag. And she began to count over the amount of the captain's score, from the sailor's bag into the one that I was holding.
It was a long, difficult business, for the coins were of all countries and sizes. Doubloons, and Louis d'Ors, and guineas, and pieces of 8. And I know not what besides. All shaken together at random,